is on 1065 Pacific Street in Brooklyn. Tonight there's the Dane Gulston, he's the future artist, as well as the camps, right? Hey James, what's up? Ingrid, hey, how you doing?
What's up?
Hello, I'm good.
told him.
Okay, everyone, again, good night, good night. So, I'm in Brooklyn. This is the Panyard line. This is an event that is held regularly in Brooklyn. Hopefully we could speak to Mr. Greenaway in a bit so he can give you more information on the show.
1, 2, how you feel? We want to thank you so much for coming out tonight to the Panyard. You're going to have some fun, trust me. Give it up for special guest Dane Gulston tonight. Dane Gulston tonight. Not a stop people around, but we'll get to them soon, right? We'll get to them soon. Management, I want the lights back on the Tuda. New management. I want the lights back on the Tuda. see that letter only. I'm saying all the week. I ain't gonna need to get smart on you. So, let me get you guys back up. That's it. 1, 2. If you can hear me all the way in the back, put your hands up. If you can hear me all the way in the back. Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That was the first time as any to introduce the band to you. On this, give it up for Mr. BJ Saunders, please. Give it up for BJ Saunders. On lead guitar, rhythm guitar, any kind of guitar in the band. Give it up for Mr. Donald Mitchell. Rich, give it up for Rich. Yeah! On drums, low. On drums, we had someone, Mr. Mark Brooks. Give it up for Mark Brooks, please. Now, incidentally, Mark Brooks came to in the panorama. The panorama is everyone for Mark Brooks. And I can't afford Mark just now. Just now I can't afford Mark to come today. He tell me one water, room temperature, such and such degrees. I said, Jesus Christ. Mark will come to in the panorama and get on, so when he will panorama, I can't get on. High pressure. Well, last but not least, incident before we reach there, Bishop from Grenada, DJ from Trinidad and Tobago, Mark from Brooklyn, but Trinidad, Belize, I'm Mark, so you have a good finger. The next person we bring up, no. The next person we're going to introduce, don't tell nobody name. Keep it quiet. This is Jeff. All who know Jeff is the keyboardist. In certain places they can't call him that. His name is Paul Zuniga. And he's from Belize. Take a thing, Jeff, take a thing. Ricardo Greenaway, and this is the partner crew. I hope you enjoy.
all they're doing on the stream there. Hope you're enjoying it. If you're enjoying it, make sure you like my stream, please. Again, so this is Pacific Street between Classon.
1, 2.
You are joining. This is
This song that we're going to feature
Pacific
the
Street.
guitarist, Mitch.
I am at an event called Panline. They have a quite
Yeah.
often in
We're
Brooklyn.
going to feature Mitch a little bit.
Tonight, the main
Mitch, you ready?
Peter Pannis is Dane Gulston.
Let's say you think so. Go ahead, Mitch.
The gentleman on the pan is Ricardo Greenaway. And he's accompanied by a live band.
1, 2. We want to say thank you so much for coming out tonight to the fun line. Are you enjoying yourself? Good. No. We want to do what musicians do best. We're going to take a short break, so don't go away. We're going to be right back. And when we come back, Mr. Gulston in the house. Y'all want to do all the people in the house, so let's relax, buy a drink. Yo, the food done yet, man? The food done? Alright, so I'm going to cooking a bad pig or okay, so we'll see you up there. Alright?
Everybody, good night. So again, this is Panline in Brooklyn. Hopefully we'll get Mr. Greenaway to, give you more information about Panline. But if you're in Brooklyn, it's something to check out. It happens quite often. So once we get the information, I'll let you know. Right? How's everybody doing? Take a break, and as he said, Dane Gulston is supposed to be performing tonight. Oh, look at something cool, right? Look at what's playing. Hey, DJ Panras. That's what they're playing at this venue right now. Our live from Juve's on the big screen. DJ Panras, what is there not to love about her? Right, so let me see if I get Ricardo.
How you doing? You alright?
You want to talk about your show? Yeah. Alright. Alright, so big up to Mark Jacob. Sorry, Mark Brooks. Yeah, Mark Brooks. He is the arranger for Panali, which is
Don't go no stay.
Go. You're good?
That's really tough.
You're welcome. Thanks. I saw Marlon White here. Hello. Oh no, I lied. It wasn't Marlon. I saw Cool. Come on. ask if there's a flyer, but Ricardo Greenaway, who hosts the show, he's supposed to come and give you some information about it. But this is the event, Pan Line. Hello, and you play all the time? You're the resident?
That's the house band.
Yeah?
So that's the house band.
How often you have it? Is it every week?
First Wednesday in the month.
Okay, so it's every first Wednesday in the month. So if you're in Brooklyn, every first Wednesday in the month, you see the quality show you get in. So
And every first Wednesday, the house band, but it features an artist.
Nice.
So tonight the thing is Dane Gulston.
Yes. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Same. So on Instagram, I know there, I think it's real. Yeah. Thanks for the support.
You take me all the carnival you play there.
I try. I miss some though.
Huh?
I miss some of the carnival so.
Yeah, I was watching it in Antigua, watching it in Grenada, yeah.
Which one do you enjoy the most so far?
I like seeing Vinci.
Vinci, nice, right?
Yeah,
nice
like,
vibes, nice vibes.
But I used to go Vinci every year. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I was aware of everything that taking place now.
So where are you from?
I'm on Trinidad.
Okay, nice.
I spoke to you when borrowed it this year.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did.
Sorry. sorry. So you just knock too?
Huh?
I say you knocking too? Nice.
But thanks for bringing all the shows on the line.
Yeah, you're welcome. I tried.
I said it to my friend just now. He in California looking at it.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
So who's your friend? Come over here, say hello. So say hi to your friend.
Hi, friend. Hope you're enjoying the show. Yes, have fun.
Thanks. I'm glad if you're ever in Brooklyn, make sure you check them out. First Wednesday of every month. It is 1065 Pacific Street, Brooklyn. It's between Crafton and Franklin. Between Crafton and what? Is it Crafton and Franklin or?
Franklin.
Between Crafton and Franklin. 1065 Pacific Street in Brooklyn. And it's affordable. What's the cover? What's the cover? Right, so the cover is only $20. It's really affordable. Alright, so we're getting some good stuff. Bring your friends and come.
This is your first time?
Yeah, I don't live in Brooklyn. I live in Seattle.
First time in Seattle, Washington?
Yeah. So,
What brought you over?
Labor Day.
Labor Day weekend?
That's me there.
Nice to meet you. And where are you from originally?
Trinidad.
So you follow Carnival where we from Grenada?
Yeah. So yeah, across your dashboard, I follow.
What's your name?
Tish, T-I-S-H.
Fish. I'm Mitch.
Mitch.
Yeah.
And you're from Grenada, you said, right?
From Grenada.
Nice.
Grenada, Trinidad.
Did he say police? The keyboardist?
Okay, Tish, nice to meet you.
Same, thanks. So, nice. Well, let's see what's happening over here. I didn't realize there was space over here. Okay, it's a backyard, y'all. Oh, nice. So there's outdoor space if you're interested in that. If you want a little privacy. So we're now joining, we're on a break, and after the break, Dane Gulston is going to perform. Before the break, we had Ricardo Greenaway on the steelpan, a accompanied by a live band. And this event is held every first Wednesday of the month and always features a different panelist. Tonight's cover was $20 and I think it may be $20 every week, but we'll find out all that good stuff when I speak to Ricardo Greenway. So this is the name of the place, Pacific BK. That's the name of the event space that it's held at. And it's in the GPS, so you can just type Pacific BK and should be able to get here. No, I'm just streaming tonight to make people aware that the show exists. So it's just some exposure to the event that I'm doing. Maybe it's something in their future, I'm not sure, but I know on Instagram, let me get their handle. So it's Real Pan Lime NYC, REALLIPANLIME Real Pan Lime NYC, one word, that's their handle on Instagram. On Facebook, I think they're the Pan Lime on Facebook, let me make sure.
Give me a minute.
Yeah, actually it's on the Ricardo Greenaway on Facebook. No, it's Pan Lime on Facebook. You ready for me?
Yeah, really best way. You good here? Good here?
Yeah.
You tell me.
So just give an overview of the show, where people can find you. Yeah, give me a little.
Well, actually the Pan Lime was created with a lot of pan players.
Maybe outside,
Yeah.
sorry, because
Well.
it's quieter. All right, so again, this is Mr. Ricardo Greenaway, and this is your show?
Yes.
All right, so give us the history and everything, right?
Actually, the Pan Lime was created with a lot of people in mind, and mostly pan people. For the main reason that I thought a lot of people in the neighborhood, in the community, saying something but no place to showcase. So we gave people a platform here to come and showcase. We had different spots we was at before. This is the latest spot we at BK.
Pacific Bouquet, Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? So, and started that way, and all of a sudden you start to see all kind of people want to take up play, all kind of ethnics, all kind of people, you know what I mean? And then the stars and them, they said, well, we're going to take a little jam too. So the stars and them pass through, so the, you know, more encouragement for the guys and them who is not star boy yet, but they're coming, you know what I'm saying? So we just create the show and have it nice, and a nice support from the people.
So how long has this been
We started
taking
the
place?
Pan Lime in 2016. 2016 we started the Pan Lime, we went till 2019 and then we had the COVID thing. We was on hiatus for the COVID for a little while. And then we started back in 2023.
And was it always the first Wednesday of every month?
Yeah. It used to be every Wednesday. It used to be every Wednesday. But every Wednesday a little difficult. A little difficult every Wednesday. So we said, listen, let me just pool the resources and make sure we do it in classy, we do it right. So we're doing it the first Wednesday of every month.
And is it the same cover charge? I saw it was $20.
Yeah, it was $20 the cover charge. Before, it was $10. And being that we're doing it once a month, we do $20. And we just make sure that it's neat, nice, everything good.
And where can people find you?
You could find me at Ricardo Greenaway on Facebook. You could find me at Panlime, Real Panlime Brooklyn, BK at IG. You could find me there too.
Okay. Thank you. Anything else you want to share?
I want to say that here we're going on. I want to say thank you for all the people that are looking at it. Anytime you come through Brooklyn, come and check it out. And here we're going on. All the pan people in town, we're going to make this an industry. It's not just playing alone. It's at different facets of it. So let me make sure all of we work to make sure the pan industry big up. You know what I'm saying? Thank you.
Thank you, Ricardo. Did he play in Panorama this year? I forgot to ask you that. Okay. You went on wine?
Right?
All right, all the
Thank
best.
you.
You're welcome. All right, so that was Ricardo Greenaway giving you some insight about the events. That takes place every first Wednesday of the month here at this event space called Pacific BK NYC. It's very cool. Bye. Wouldn't it be nice to have a space in Trinidad or anywhere in the Caribbean, I guess, in every island where panels Antonio, they saw you. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, it would be cool to have this like every week. Boss, how you doing? And again, if you have not liked the stream, I say please like. If you have not subscribed, if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. I cover Caribbean culture and entertainment throughout the Caribbean diaspora. I'm in Brooklyn for the New York Carnival. That concluded Monday afternoon, Monday evening. How about Steel? Where are you based? between, this is in Brooklyn. It's an event space called Pacific NYC Brooklyn. It's on Pacific Street between Platon and Franklin. And it's held every first Wednesday of the month. And right here. $20. It starts at 8 o'clock. Even though it started a little later this evening. But the advertised time is 8 p.m. Oh, nice. So is there a lot of pan in Brooklyn, Havoc Steel? Is it is Havoc Steel steel band? And if so, how many players you'll have? Havoc Steel. Missed this one. I remember I went to Vegas, I think it was 2 years ago, and on, I forget the name of that street. I'm trying to remember. It's a street where they have a whole bunch of lights. I think it begins with F. I can't remember the name of the street. But anyway, they had a pannists playing there. So if you're in New York, there are actually 2 events that are happening that I know of on Friday night. I'll tell you. So the Kane family, they're having an event called Sensational. One second, I'm pulling it up. Yeah, it's called Sensational Cool Down. And that will be at the Metro Panyard, 1437 Utica Avenue. And that is going to feature Dane Gulston, Tyler Cohen, Daniel Francis, Manny, Steel Sensation, Eruption Steel, Unison Steel, and they say and lots more. And that cover charge is $10. Trying to think. So that's a flyer. Alright, that is this Friday. And of course the Kane family is the family associated with Roadblock Steel Orchestra from Trinidad. And then Despas USA. They're having something at their Panyard at 812 Ramson Avenue. And that is going to feature Andre White, Jelani Roberts, Kareem Thompson, Quent Rose, Mark Brooks, Michael Hospitalis, Mustafa Alexander, Unison Steel, and yeah, that's it. So again, that is 812 Ramson. And that is on Friday night. And it says free before 10 p.m. I'll post the information tomorrow. Alright? I was trying to get a flyer. And the other one, so Sensational Cool Down starts at 8 p.m. Right, so if you're in Brooklyn on Friday and you're looking for something to do, those are two pan events that you can take part in, right? So one is $10, which is sensational cool down. Other one is free before 10 p.m. but I'm not seeing a price. So I'll get all that information for you. What is happening at Parkside and Prospect Park on Sunday? Rain. Yes, I've seen that's at Fremont Street. Last lap? Oh, that's the first I'm hearing about that. Wait.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Want something to drink?
Just some water.
Water?
Thanks. Room temperature, please. Again, if you're now joining, this event is called Panline, and it's held every first Wednesday in Brooklyn at this event called Pacific BK. You can put it in a GPS and it will take you to where it is. It's 1065 Pacific Street. I usually do room temperature, but I made a joke because I don't know if you heard him when he said Matt Brooks, who's the drummer, who's also the arranger for that Panali. And he came third and he was saying, you know, since he comes third, he has special requests. Hey Leonard, good night, how you doing? So one of the special requests was room temperature water. So it was more of a joke for him. I hope he pick up on that. back to Connecticut safely, Leonard. Thank you. And let me walk over to the next side. Thank you. I thought you were, sorry, Philly. I thought you were from Philly. I meant to say Philly, not Connecticut. I'm mixing it up with Lenny in Connecticut. That's why I said Connecticut. Sorry. Wait, Leonard, so you travel from Maryland to Philly to play? So it looks like we're going to start again. And if you missed the first half, it was a nice little jazzy session with Ricardo Greenaway and his live band. Now we're going to get ready for some Dane Gulston.
One, two, right check. 1, 2. Can everybody hear me? Yeah, we're coming back. Oh, come in, man, come in. We're coming back in. Master, come back, come. Come, man, come. Excuse me. Hello. The New York State Lotto is now. Listen, Mark. Mark to the runner. This t-shirt is on sale. No room should be without one. You should nice marketing t-shirt. So remember, let me see that. In the backpack, anything can happen. Right now, anything happening in the pocket. Anything can happen. Once you come in the pound line, anything can happen. We have a young pannists all the way from Trinidad and Tobago. We come in to do a little thing for you. So I want you to put all your hands together. Put all your hands together and give it up nice. To Mr. Sion Bialva. Sion Bialva with the people around, right? The people around going. Alright, come Sion. 1, 2. Mic check, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, check, mic check. 1, 2. 1, 2. Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. 1, 2. 1, 2. Yes, again. 1, 2. Yes, 1, 2. 1, 2. Yeah, 1, 2. Yeah, we the house. We the house now. 1, 2. Yeah. All right, so give it up for Siana, please give it up. two. Yo, give it up, Sion, give it up, Sion. Yeah. Anything that I'm putting in the pan line. Come. You see this brother here? This brother here, I met him a few years ago. I seen him on the Facebook all the time. And he had a nice show in Trinidad. Love, laugh, you know what I'm saying? And he had a real nice show. Come New York, and he come and he asked me, he said, let me do a show together. So he come and he do the pan line and do it thing. I want to a little big up my friend. Big up my friend, Colin Somerville. Big up my friend, Colin Somerville. Now he just play and he just sing. I ain't sure we want him to play, but we want him to sing for sure. You understand what I'm saying?
And this is in Brooklyn on Pacific Street.
1, 2. Good. 1, 2.
Can I speak in my American accent or the Trinity accent? Which one do you want? Oh gosh, I love it. Right, there you go. It's a pleasure being here. Ricardo always gives some love, a round of applause. Yeah. So I want to dedicate this song to the beautiful ladies. All the ladies say, woo. All the fellas say, woo, 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 woo. Nah, man, that's not. All the fellas say, woo, woo. Alright, you can take that. So we want to do something nice for the ladies. Introducing Mr. DJ Saunders on the bass. This is our holy but always a good right? I ain't gonna watch it, but I like it. And it's me, you.
Anyway, we want everybody to know that we have something coming on the 14th. Clement something on the 14th, New York Caribbean Jazz, New York Caribbean Jazz, Ilan Trotman, Edwin Yearwood, Garvin Blake, Frankie McIntosh, and Shaman Ford. This is going to be happening at the Brooklyn Children's Museum. We was giving all the flyers. I hope to see you there. Clem, you have any tickets on your here, or you have online to get tickets? You have our tickets? You have? If you need tickets now, when you go in Bright and Bright, you don't get a smile. If you go to Clem right now, you smile. So you can check Clem out to get your tickets or tickets on a slide. So check Clem out. You know what I'm saying? Right here. So check him out. That's going to be fun. That's going to be fun that Sunday evening. Right? So, the moment of truth is here now. Because we all come to hear Mr. Dane Gulston. I want you all to bring on Mr. Dane Gulston with a nice round of applause. Bring on Mr. Gulston, please. In the league, boy. It's a little warm on the 2 years, so it'll be fun on the pause on. Yeah? It's always a pleasure playing for not just my people, but I know you might have some, hopefully have some foreigners, strangers. You know, it's nice to show what this national instrument of Trinidad and Tobago can do. Alright? And also the players, get the guys who came on this song. I don't think I'm going to applause, but they're saying, I do sing. Let's sing to this. Alright? A partner, you have a nice one. Get up! Yeah, nice of a pie.
So ladies and gents, that's it for me for the evening. Nah man, I ain't saying nothing. Your phone working? Your phone working? Call around someone. Come. Call around. Come entrance. Anyway, you know I had to do that. Game and takes his son. Ricardo, good work. I love the support. Solomon! Come. Let me take a flavor and show them how we do this. We just mix it nicely. Panorama gone, or the judging thing gone, who feel Rado's win, who like... So all that, in Trinidad, New York, Tobago, no Koreans, Panman is one, right? So yeah, take a flavor and they can take out their phone. That's what I'm saying, alright? I was saying, so take a flavor.
You said all this, a smartphone, be smart, and you're right.
Yeah, I'm ready. Crowd getting bigger.
must have suffered better than around the clothes. That's how we do it, that's how we do it. Ricardo! Come here! Come and take a flavor in here. Are you moving so well? Hey, we show you on my show. What we eating? Come here. Nice couple. Yo, Banyan, hey, we can't talk now. You're holding up the show. You're holding up the show. You see Paul Henry. That's the sauce.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Yo, man. I just call you to take just now. And the kind of flavor they take, right? The kind of flavor, which was nice. Time for that gone. So when it's nice, I will do it twice. And at nights, I will do it twice. So if you enjoy, get up and take a flavor, right?
Now this G song here. Call me to the G song. Right. for coming out tonight to the fun line. Big up Shion. We all know Shion come and take our thing. Where we going? Where we going? Where Mr. Somerville? Easy come on. Mr. Somerville, easy come on. You make your sentence and your pause. Bring come on. Easy come on. Everybody let me see it. 1, 2. How you feel? Nah, man, no, let something. How you feel? Yeah. Don't forget, after the wedding, you make boat ride is set in sail September the 13th morning at 5:30. Brooklyn Army Terminal, the teacher and I performing also, singing Florence and the band. Check it out. Run on, my damn tickets. I didn't run on tickets. It's New Link boat ride, right? Check out my partner over here, CRS, Caribbean radio stations in the meter, advertise and anything. Check him in the corner over here. I go tell them what you have on, you have a bald head. I go to go see the fellow with the bald head. You understand what I'm saying?
So again, this is the pan line. It happens every first Wednesday in Brooklyn. Pacific BK. That's the event space. 1065 Pacific Street in Brooklyn. $20 is the cover charge. Every first Wednesday of the
month. I don't want to do people calling for this, but we're going to try to... I would say... try to accommodate the situation.
Francis, Paula.
you come to Bright Country and come and do your thing. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. We want to say thank you for coming out to the pan line. Anything can happen on the pan line. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy. We'll be here again next month. The first Wednesday of every month. We'll be here again the first Wednesday of October. Thank you so much. Good night, everybody. Good night. Thank you.
Enjoyed that. I did. The sound system was clear, very good. I loved every minute of this. So first Wednesday of every month, Panline, Ricardo Greenaway and his friends. Every month there's a different featured artist. So, and again, if you want to join, I guess you could contact Ricardo. Someone was asking earlier. But I will get information and I'll post it in the video. The video also has the name of the event space. I will add the address there. So if you want to come and patronize in the future, you know, the information will be in